Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're replacing the front pads on this Mercedes A-Class. Obviously again we're going to start off by turning the caliper out like so we can reach the bolts on the back a little bit easier. With this steering on a full lock, then we're going to spray down the caliper with some brake clean. This stops any brake dust and yucky stuff flying into the air when we disturb it now. And you don't want to breathe that in, so we're just wetting it down. Now we're going to remove the bolts that hold the caliper to the carrier. So you're going to need a 14mm spanner to undo that bolt. And then it's a 17mm spanner that'll hold the nut on the inside to stop it from spinning. And we're just going to work that loose until it's all the way out. Once it gets loose enough to be able to twist out the rest of the way by hand. And then we're going to flip the caliper up to gain access to the brake pads here. And then we're going to remove these pads. These are a little bit stuck, but only a little bit, so we're just going to leverage a little bit on there with the screwdriver just to pop it out. So there's a bit of resistance in there, the sort of resistance that you don't want. That's why it's very important that we clean them up in the next stage. I felt there was too much pressure on the brake flexi, so I've removed the top bolt and put the caliper to the side to protect that. Now let's move on and clean these carrier bearings. So we're going to just rub over it with a wire brush and get as much dirt as you can. Yeah, if the brakes aren't running smoothly when you put the pads back in, then you're going to need to repeat this process. So it's always best that you take your time and just do the job properly now rather than having to take the pads on and off all the time. You're going to want to hose it down just to remove any sort of bits of brake dust and rust that you've knocked loose. And then try again. So the wire brush doesn't get clogged up. You can see all that dust coming off of it. So you know you're doing your job when you can see that. Just checking the guide pins, and then working fine, so there's no need to remove them or anything. So now it's time to fit the pads. I've applied a Ceratec on the contact points of the pads. You don't need to put it over the back or anything like that, and you shouldn't be using copper grease anymore neither. But to get these pads in, they've got a little metal clasp on it there. So if you put it in at an angle and press them in, it creates enough room then for the pad to follow behind. Back's not going properly there then. Just slide it in nicely like that. Now we're going to have to compress the piston. For this you're going to want a G-clamp or a piston compressor itself. I don't have that, so fortunately enough I was able to compress it in by hand. Obviously with the master cylinder cap off, so you don't put too much pressure on the system. Just very gently push it in until it sits flush. Then as a case of refitting the caliper, you're using new bolts on there with Loctite already on the thread, so I didn't have to put any on that. And we're just going to tighten that down. We're going to put the lid back on the brake reservoir, pump the pedal, and then repeat the process on the other side. The other side will have a brake wear sensor, but you literally just unplug that. It'll be sitting on the caliper there, so there's virtually no difference whatsoever on the other side. But don't forget now to like and subscribe, and if you have any further questions, please leave it in the comment section below. Cheers, thanks guys, thank you for watching, bye.